MasterCard Ballpark, Cam, in Cleveland, will be the guy behind you at the skybox, Maikel Garcia. So, is this a Nays? Nays handed you a manifesto?
This is a manifesto.
Nays manifesto, like only he can, on Maikel Garcia. So attention must be paid. We're all ears. What do you got?
We should get some sort of animation with like a Nays manifesto.
Nays is coming on the show at some point.
He doesn't like the attention. He wants to not be on camera.
Nays is coming to Team USA.
How about that?
Yes, he is.
Nothing makes me.
I can't wait to see him in uniform. That's going to be amazing.
Deserves it.
He should be running someone's analytic department, but instead he's going to crush a Maikel Garcia manifesto skybox right here. And what's interesting is if you were watching the game, it was a blowout Guardians way last night. And if you look at just the box score, he went 0 for 3. But if you watch the game and you watched his ABs, he hit 2 absolute rockets. One was caught by Schneemann, the other by the right fielder. Ends up going 0 for 3 back to the hotel, but he has been really good. Let's get into it. If Kansas City's going to make a run at this wild card, and I know we focus on Vinny Pasquantino, we focus on Bobby Witt Jr., their pitching staff, all of the above. I don't think people truly realize how great Maikel Garcia has been for this team the entire season. Real quick, Fangraphs war leaders in the American League among position players. It's the 2 guys fighting for the MVP, Aaron Judge and Cal Raleigh, his teammate Bobby Witt, Jose Ramirez, J-Rod. Mr. Garcia is sitting there tied with Jeremy Pena. Change me to the season stats with MLB ranks among qualifiers. Look at his average. He's 13th in the game with a .292 batting average. Doesn't punch out at all. Doesn't swing and miss that much. Look at his third base FRV, Robert. He's second in that. We know exactly what that is. I mean, fielding run value. And then F4, he's 14th. So he's doing so much good for the Kansas City Royals. And he's made a change. He's catching the ball a little bit more out front. He's incorporated a toe tap. He's one of the best base runners in the game. He's one of the best defenders at third base. So totality of what he brings to Kansas City, really good. So let's go through some of his latest damage. They just had Detroit in there for a 3-game set. He was able to grab 2 doubles off Tarek Skubal. He took Flaherty, breaking ball. We'll get into that later in the tape. Absolutely hammering breaking stuff. And then bottom of the 3rd the other night against Pablo Lopez. He's able to give Kansas City the lead. And consistent hitting the ball hard all over the place. And if you mess around like Michael Harris right there, he turns a single into a double. Watch this. Cadillac's after it out in center field. He comes around first base, reads it, ends up 1 for 1 with a double in that spot. So pause this, bring up yes. Players to rank in the 89th percentile or higher in chase percentage, whiff percentage, with exit velo. So they don't chase outside the strike zone. They don't swing and miss. The only difference here between Bregman, Perdomo, and Isaac Paredes, look at the exit velo where Garcia hangs out. He doesn't whiff. He's in the 92nd percentile in making contact. He doesn't chase. He's almost in the 90th percentile in chase. And then he's in the 82nd percentile in hitting the ball on the screws. So I want to get into what he does right. Some hitting the ball hard. Last night, watching the game, here's his second at bat. That ball's crushed. Daniel Schneemann on his horse makes a play in left center. 2-1 count. And then his next at bat, top of the 6th, an absolute bullet to Nolan Jones in right field. And if you go back recently, it's consistent. It's tough takes. It's line outs all over the place. So giving himself a chance. Highest hard hit per swing percentage this season, minimum 500 swings. Vlad Guerrero Jr. hits the ball consistently, harder than anyone at 24.3% of the time. Juan Soto right there, 23.5. And then Maikel Garcia at 22.9. Hitting the ball on the absolute button, tough takes, working himself on base. So give me the side angle. What has he done different this year as opposed to last year? See him right there, 3-2, battling. Willing to work the walk. Hard hit for days, so leave this here real quick. Very similar in his setup. Likes to start wide. I actually think as his career continues, he's going to be able to get even more into his backside. He's super wiry and athletic right now, but I want you to watch. In 2024, he had this aggressive leg kick, and in 2025, he showed up to surprise with a toe tap. Run this. Pause. He's ready to run that back for me. This move changed my career. It took me from a journeyman utility guy that was going to be out of the game in 4 or 5 years and had some nice memories to a guy who actually was able to do some things in the game and make some decent money. That one silly move, just engaging the backside, just that. If you're a guy sitting at home, if you're a young kid, a high school kid who keeps getting blown up inside, I'm telling you, it's why they sent Christian Campbell down to the minors with Boston. Kept diving, you get blown up in. If you do this move one time in the cage and start to understand that you can stay behind the baseball, it'll change everything. And it has worked for him. Changed where he's catching the ball at the point of contact on the plate. Bring up the try screen for me. So we're looking at this, Robert. Stay with me.
Okay.
This is an aerial view.
Okay, thank
Where
you.
they catch the baseball.
Okay.
Yep.
So you see in 2023, he's here. So this ball is going to be angled a little bit more opposite field. As his years have progressed, he started to catch the ball just a smidge more out front. And it's led to some more balls in the air, some more pull power, and crushing of the off-speed stuff. So let's get into that real quick. Breaking ball, middle of the plate, 82. And Kaufman is arguably top 2 or 3 toughest yards to hit in.
Oh.
So you're not going to have huge home run numbers there. It was like watching Buster Posey play in San Francisco, right? He's probably going to go to the Hall of Fame, not hitting just a ton of bombs in that yard. Bobby Witt, when the dust settles on his career, his home run numbers might be a little down because of the yard he played in. Highest average versus breaking balls, Garcia 324. But this last board that Nays found, I think for me, I'm going to dive in on this a little bit more. I want to know, we're going to work on this later in the week, who's been the most consistent, because I think this matters the most. His weighted runs created plus by month. Every month he's been good for the Kansas City Royals. There is no peak valley to his season.
100 is average, correct?
100 is average.
Yeah.
We don't see that board a lot, and it doesn't look like that a lot.
I want to know the other guys that are on that board. I had Seth
That's
and
great
research
stuff.
dive into that.
Eye-opening stuff.
Giving himself a chance, as he said.